Welcome to Transits Friday. So let's have a look at what's happening this week. I mean, we already know, right? We're 2 days away from the full moon. Well, 1 day away from the full moon. And that's the big thing that's happening this week. So big full moon. Mercury shifted to Pisces today. So it is shifting, or it has shifted already, depending what time really you watch this video. And we're also going to talk about a couple of transits that are happening this week. So there is a very important triple conjunction next Wednesday. So as well as the intensity of the full moon on Saturday, we'll have this triple conjunction on Wednesday that I really, really want to talk about. So you can make the most of it, because this is constructive astrology. It's all about using planetary transits and symbolism to make the most of the opportunities that you have around you, of the energies that you have around you. And there is also a transit between Venus and Mars to Jupiter. So I'm just going to mention the Jupiter Mars Venus transit because for some reason that's not really calling my attention as much. I think that the full moon and the triple conjunction is definitely really under the spotlight for me for this week. All right, so there will be timestamps. You can fast forward, go backwards, do as you wish, skip straight into the full moon because my thumbnail saying the full moon for this week. So if you just clicked on this to see what is this full moon going to be about, just feel free to skip ahead and do as you please, really. I mean, I'm not going to race into just talking about the full moon because of my thumbnail. There's more, there's more happening, and there's more that I like to share with you. And so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's a spoiler. Okay, hold on, because this is on Tuesday. Let me go back. Okay, we're back. So here is the chart for today, the 23rd of February. And how is this week going? How are your preparations for the full moon? Are you, in fact, as Mercury is already in Pisces, look, it has definitely shifted already. Anyhow, how's your preparations for the full moon? Do you feel any intensity, any big thing going on in your life? I mean, this full moon's definitely major for me and for anyone out there who's got early-ish degrees of the mutable sign. So if you've got any personal planet angles between, I don't know, 3 and 7 degrees of Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, this full moon will be very important to you. And especially so because it is also activating its Saturn transit. So we've all been going through a Saturn transit, us that have these early degrees mutable signs. So this full moon now is activating that Saturn transit. So what have you been doing with the Saturn energy? Have you been working hard on something? Have you been struggling with something, a family issue, or something that's been going on in your life? This full moon will really place the spotlight into that issue, into that area. All right. So that's a very major one. It's very interesting. I mean, from my side, I've been like getting ready. I'm working like crazy and creating a lot of like material for these courses that I'm coming up with, these master classes, and it's very exciting because it's a subject I love. So there's a lot of passion and love involved in what I'm doing. But we were supposed to launch the ads a little earlier than this week, but there was a problem. I'm just sharing this with you because it's such an amazing thing, as in like as a reflection of the symbolism, which a lot of people in my life don't really understand astrology very much, so it's not the same to share everything. So I really want to share it with you for that reason. So we were supposed to launch these ads, but that got delayed. And I was a little bit worried because the ads were going to launch with the new moon or just before the new moon. So that means the moon was waning. It was losing its momentum. It was like going inwards and shrinking and hiding. And so when we want to launch something, we want to do it on the way to the full moon, okay? So anyhow, it wasn't even me saying anything, but some problems kind of happened. You see, it's written, it's kind of meant to be. Some problems happened, and we ended up launching it this week, which is the week of the full moon. And the week of the full moon, that's right on my natal sun. So sun rules my midheaven and is right in the 10th house, and the full moon is happening in there. I mean, tell me about accuracy of symbolism and how things are, even when we don't plan, even when we don't really elect a chart for something, it just kind of seems to happen at the time that's meant to happen. I don't know, I think there is a little bit of that as well. So I was really chuffed to see that this is how it kind of happened, and amazed by astrology, and amazed at this subject that I love. And so this video is a little bit of a homage as well to these subjects, and I even got my witch t-shirt on. So it's like I've been a witch in the closet for many years, and I guess because of my Virgo, my strong Virgo rational side, and I needed to do the academic way, and do all of that, get all of the qualifications and etc. And this masterclass is because it's including tarot, which is a huge dimension of my work and the subject I love as well, that I've never really brought forward. So that's really huge. So I digress massively, and I know that you're probably not necessarily interested in all of this. You came here to know about the full moon so you can apply into your life. But I just thought this is of value to share. One, because personality and life stories currency now. With all of these AI and all of the Pluto in Aquarius, I'm afraid, we're going to have to share about our lives, about who we are, about our personalities, because that's what makes us different, So that's one of the things. But the second is, that's a way of understanding a little bit of astrology as well, and looking into the transits and seeing people's life experiences as an example of how these things can manifest in life. So, and third, I hope you're happy for me, because this is something I love. And if you are interested in astrological tarot at all, get in touch and I can share the link. I will share the link somewhere, and so you can participate. It will be in April that we're going to start, so the 16th of April. And yes, I want to embrace more tarot, bring more of that dimension of my work that I've kept away for many years. I mean, I got my first tarot deck in 2009. So that's like a very, very long ago for me anyways. So all right, I digressed. Let's go back to Transits Fridays. And here we have the chart for today's transit. And as I said, the thing that I wanted to mention is Mercury ingress. So Mercury's shifted from Aquarius to Pisces, emphasizing the Piscean season a little bit more. We've got 4 planets in Pisces now. So Neptune, Saturn has been there for longer. But then the sun moved to Pisces last week, and now Mercury is joining in as well. So there's an emphasis in Pisces. There's a lot about daydreaming, imagination, spirituality, transcendence, knowing things without knowing, really getting into our intuitions more, really getting into that side of the brain and connecting to the unconscious a little bit more, being a little bit more inspired, bringing inspiration into our lives, and doing creative work as well. And with Mercury there, I think it could be a wonderful time to read tarot. It really, truly is. But also any psychic development that you wish to do, that I think psychic abilities are like muscles we have there, is inside all of us. Some of us will have more of an easy time to access, but nevertheless, it's like a muscle. We can have access to it if we exercise, if we work on it. And Mercury in Pisces is a wonderful time to work in our psychic muscle, to really practice that, to really practice our imagination. And as I can't remember who, but as is not my quote, but as someone that I truly respect said, and I think it was Liz Green, the imagination, so imagination is the doorway to the gods. So it's how we get into the divine, how we get in touch with the divine realms, is through our imagination. So Pisces season is a wonderful time to do that. So let's move on to the full moon. So here we have the full moon. That's the chart of the full moon. I've done a video already about the degrees and the ascendant and where this full moon will be in your chart based on the degree of your ascendant. So have a look. I'm going to link it into the description here of this video as well, so you can check it out if you haven't yet. And yeah, I mean, it is a Virgo full moon, which will usually talk about, growth and realizing the things that don't work in your life, or, the Virgoan sort of things, potentially being overly critical, or our patterns of being overly critical and whatnot. But the ruler of this full moon, so the ruler of the moon in Virgo is in Pisces. So there is an emphasis in Pisces. There's a stronger, as if that's a seesaw, is a lot heavier on the Piscean side than on the Virgoan side. So I really feel that there's something about learning how to go with the flow a little bit more that this full moon might be showing us. No, learning, blah, 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 learning how to surrender a little bit more as well into these hunches and the knowings without knowings, and stop overanalyzing, over rationalizing. Potentially is a wonderful time to break beliefs, beliefs that are not really empowering us, limiting beliefs of some sort, and they're rational enough for us to go like, but that's reasoning, so this is a great full moon to break from these kinds of limiting beliefs as well. The moon is coming to trine Jupiter, so it will trine Jupiter after being exact opposition here, in an exact opposition. And Saturn is sextile, is still quite tight, the orb between Saturn and Jupiter. And again, for me, it does give me a sense of structured growth. It's not just, unchecked growth or megalomania, which is the dark sides of Jupiter. And also, obviously, the moon is coming to trine that Jupiter, removing obstacles and allowing us to grow from whatever is revealed to us during this full moon as well. So find out where the full moon is, where is Pisces, where's that cluster of Pisces energy in your chart, because that area of your life, those two areas there, they are really, really under the spotlight. And that's where you can achieve a lot of growth, a lot of overcoming, a lot of, potential limiting beliefs and the reasoning that doesn't serve you anymore in some way. There's something about going with the flow. There's something about embracing the Piscean side of life, the inspiration, that those Pisces side of life can be reinjected or can inject into your life, and using it for service. That's the Virgo, right? Virgo at best, and using it in a grounded way, with that Saturn Jupiter in sextile, and with the moon coming to trine that Jupiter as well. So I think those are some of the very, very important characteristics or themes of this full moon. The Chiron, we also obviously still have Chiron very tightly conjoined the North Node as well, pointing out that this is a major time of evolution, and the full moon is just throwing a little bit more energy into the mix. So the characteristic is there, is happening, it's been happening this whole week. Having the courage, that's Aries, right? Having the courage to take action, to be independent. Aries doesn't care about what other people think. Aries doesn't care about people pleasing, like what they're gonna think about you, what they're gonna, just do it. Like Aries got that sort of warrior quality that is really under the spotlight there with that Chiron North Node. And I really feel that it does have something to do with the healing that is, the potential healing that we can have for a little while since this conjunction has been going on. So really embracing this process of healing, the healing of our individuality, the healing of our identity, of our right to be, of our right to exist, to take up space, to take action, to be a leader, to know that other people might be upset and disappointed on you, as long as you're not behaving in a over hurtful way to other people, please, everything common sense, okay? But when it comes to your own projects, when it comes to your own life, to leaving relationships that does not work anymore, or, something that you need to be selfish to prioritize yourself and do it and go for it. I mean, it's quite um it's quite daunting when you get exposed to so many people, like, the ads that we've been running for the last 2 days, the amount of people that you attract, or, it wasn't even that many, but like the amount of people that make demeaning comments, or, that have demeaning opinions, and they feel entitled to just, write and like criticize someone they don't know, and, something that they don't understand as well. I think mostly is, the skeptical people that are very narrow-minded and don't understand, and are quite angry as well. I don't know if you guys have met people like that, when they're really angry that you're doing tarot, that you're doing astrology or something, or that you do any other practice, runes, or whatever it is that you choose to do that speaks to you, and they get offended by your practice, and it's like, what is wrong with you? And so I've been experiencing firsthand this feeling of the Aries there, of like, you know, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to be myself and to do my thing and to follow my call, and to have the courage, Aries, to have the courage to separate, to step into that path, and not bother about what others think of you, and if they're not feeling pleased about what you do, your career choice, or, it's like, I don't remember asking her opinion, like. And judgments of all sorts, people saying that I don't have qualifications. It's like, mate, have you actually checked me out? And I've got a master's degree, thank you very much. Like, as a Virgo, it was so important to get my qualifications. Again, maybe that's what that full moon is about as well, letting go of those limitations that I placed in myself, of having to have those qualifications, and this rational Virgo, and controlling kind of side. I don't know. Again, I digress. But this Chiron North Node is really talking about healing the individuality in all of us. All right. Remeasuring that. And with the conjunction between Venus and Mars, that's definitely something that is in the air, bringing the two axes, bringing the Aries and the Libra into a little bit more balance. Yeah. The square to Jupiter is, watch out not to overdo it. Watch out not to, how much is a conflict, isn't it? Is it Taurus Aquarius, between the ideals and the security as well, and your values? It's like how much your personal material values or your sense of self-worth is being hurt by the collective ideals as well. Anyhow, I digress. I really don't want to focus on the Venus Mars square to Jupiter. But this is the chart of the full moon. That's the energy there. See where you're ready to go with the flow a little bit more, to release a little bit of the shadows of Virgo, and to reorganize your life as well, and make it function in a better way, in a more balanced way as well. Bring more inspiration and creativity into your life with this full moon. All right. Find out where this full moon is. In fact, write down in the comments. Let me know, where is this full moon in your chart? What's going on? I'm very curious, and I would love to hear from you. So let's move on. And this is, no, hold on 1 second. Before I move on from the full moon, I did do a quick tarot reading. I'm bringing a little bit of tarot here. So I did do a quick tarot reading for this full moon. What are the 3 cards that, talk about this full moon? And they're actually um quite amazing, really. It really did speak to me, maybe because I picked the cards, but I wonder if it will speak to you as well. So let me know, what do you feel about those cards? But the first card that came out was the Tower. So we've got the Tower. The second was the Ace of Wands, and the third one was the Eight of Wands. Now, in terms of astrological tarot, we've got a very fiery set of cards here. Obviously, tarot as well, because wands are both fire, but Ace of Wands would be the purest manifestation of the elements. So fire in its purest form is a seed, to be in touch with our passions again, right? But the Eighth of Wands relates to the moon in Sagittarius. So we've got Sagittarius in here, and the tower relates to Mars. So we've got fire, and a fiery planet as well. So what gave me this sense with these cards was that something, whatever might happen during this full moon, it will be about breaking free from something. So it might be a sudden change that we're not expecting, a sudden big sort of breakthrough that could also be related to the tower here, but a big change in our situation that is very sudden, that's very major, that's very dramatic in at times as well. It could be internal as well, your own insights, your own mindset. But that will bring a lot more zest and passion back into our lives as well. You know, there's something big there that will reconnect us. So it's not just the Pisces and the Virgo there, elements, but I think these three cards are really speaking to that North Node and Chiron in Aries, which are the only placements in fire. Yeah, this is another thing that I find useful with astrological tarot, or with tarot and astrology, is to make these associations. You know, if there is a lot of fire in a tarot reading, we look at where is the fire in the chart, because they're gonna be connected somehow. Anyhow, this is the message from the cards as well. Let's move on to the next few days. And here we have the 25th, the Sunday. Moon is still in Virgo. It will be trine to Uranus. So again, Uranus is the planet of insights as well. So it could be the continuation of some of the insights that we might have, the realizations, or how to apply them in a practical way as well into our lives. It could be reflected by these trine to Taurus there. And also, obviously, we got the Venus Mars really close to that square as well to Jupiter. And this could be that tower, isn't it? The squares are usually that sense of, I won't put up with this anymore, or someone walk away, or, you know, we lose the job. Something major happens that we didn't expect. And it could be quite big, the Jupiter. But it has to do with liberating us and putting us in touch with the fire, with the passion. And I, in fact, think that this conjunction between Venus and Mars is about reclaiming our passion, that, you know, this energy is in the air for us. So that's the 26th. That's when the moon is going to shift from Virgo to Libra, and it will be trining these planets in Aquarius as well. There we go. We've got the trine there on Tuesday, but where I'm really, really interested is Wednesday. So there we go. So Wednesday, the 28th of February is the second date, the second transit that I think is really interesting, powerful, attention grabbing, you know, bombastic. But it's a very powerful energy that's going to be in the air that we can reclaim, that we can use. Look at this. I mean, just by looking at it, you can have a sense, right? So we've got the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn, all of them at 9 degrees Pisces. So the triple conjunction here for me screams of making dreams come true, having brilliant ideas. Mercury at the heart of the sun, as my colleague and dear friend Alejo was telling me at the Astrology University podcast that we did together this week, that this is a beautiful idea, or a seed that can really be born. We go back to that potentially, you know, the Ace of Wands here. I know it's fire and this is Pisces, but that's a seed, right? That's a sense of something that hasn't really developed to its full potential, but there is a lot of potential to it. It's a pure element and potential here. So I think that Mercury at the heart of the sun represents that. And Saturn is there saying, okay, what are you going to do with it? What's it going to be about? How are you going to structure this? How are you going to manifest this? How are you going to bring to fruition? Is it applicable? Is it doable? Is that what you really want to do? Is that what you really value? You know, they're all like in sextile to Jupiter as well. So this triple conjunction is one to watch, you know, as well as the full moon. And something, you know, set intentions. Find out where is 9 degrees Pisces in your chart. Where is it? What area? What house? Where is this potential for the new seed? How can you manifest this energy in the best way that will be enhancing, life affirming, that will help you to create the beautiful life that you want to be creating, the life that you want to be living? Yes, with this triple conjunction there is a beautiful potential. So that's it, really. I mean, Thursday we've got Moon in Scorpio, which will be trining those planets in Pisces. We've got Mercury at a sextile, an exact sextile to Jupiter as well, emphasizing the sense of ideas and visions and inspiration, and how to bring that into the world. And then that's the 1st of March. Moon will still be in Scorpio, and we're going to be headed towards a square between Venus, Mars, and Uranus. But we're not going to talk about that today, because that's next Friday, and I'll be back next Friday to talk about these transits. So let me know in the comments, what are your plans? What are you going to be doing during this full moon? What are you going to be doing with this triple conjunction? And does it activate anything in your chart? Do you have anything in Pisces? Where is Pisces in your chart? Is it your ascendant, or do you have personal planets maybe, or what's going on? And if you have any questions, please write down in the comments. Be happy to help you and answer. I am Fernanda Paiva, Hitchhiking Stars, and I hope to see you again soon. So I'll see you all next Friday. Bye bye then.